them. But this morning I'm going to be talking about creating an atmosphere that sells. That was one of my pet peeves in my resale store. And when people came into my shop, and this is true, this is not a brag, but this is so true, they was like, oh my God, how do you do this? Who did this? Who designed your shop? Did you go to school for this? No, I didn't. I just have a passion for it. I love beautiful things. I love to look beautiful, but I love for my shop, the atmosphere. Anyhow, that is so important. I know that a lot of stores right now, a lot of resale, even the retail stores, are in a struggle because of the shopping patterns have changed. But my thing is that we really have to focus on creating that atmosphere that women or whoever you sell to, whether it's, you may have the men's shop, but whoever you sell to, you have to create that atmosphere that is going to cause them to be addicted to your store. And sometimes that may take a minute, a while to create, but it can be done. And you have to find out, in addition to, first of all, your passion has to be the number one. You have to be passionate about what you want your resale store to look like, what you want it to do, and what kind of response you want from your customer. And of course, you want your customers to buy. But the atmosphere is so important. For instance, you can look at select coffee shops, how we become addicted to, and I'm not going to call the names this morning, I don't know if I can, but certain coffee shops we go to and we pay $5, $6, $7 for a cup of coffee. Not, maybe it's not so much the coffee, but the atmosphere. You go and you sit in the atmosphere, you take your laptop and you do your stuff or whatever. But we have to have the same type of, or create the same type of atmosphere or the same similar energy for our resale stores. So this week I'm going to be talking about creating an atmosphere that sells, and I've got three things here, three subtopics: what you sell, your product, the atmosphere you sell it in, and who you sell it to. We're going to be talking about those three things. Now, products, this is the attitude that you have to have. And let me tell you something, your attitude and your energy plays such an important role in your store, because when people come into your business, they're coming into your energy, they're coming into your atmosphere, they're coming into your mindset. So what you think and how you feel about your business is what is going to be relayed to your customers. You don't even have to tell them, you don't have to speak it. What you feel, your energy, when people come into your store, that's what they feel. So you have to know and understand that your product meets a need and or a lifestyle in the lives of people. We have a lot of people that come into our resale stores, and they say, oh, this is too high, or I can go here and get this for cheap. You know what? Don't let that break you down. Sure, you can go across the way to ABC thrift store and maybe find something similar and pay however much less for it, but you're not going to have the experience of this atmosphere. You're not going to come into this, you're not going to have the same experience as you are coming into my store as going across town to ABC thrift store and having to dig through piles of stuff to get what you want. So you have to be confident within yourself and within your business, knowing that you have products that people need for their lifestyle or desire or just want. You have to be confident in that. You have what people want, you have what they desire, you have what they need. That's the first thing. Now, listen. This is the thing. You have to pay attention in your store. If you have merchandise in your store, we have different departments. We have the dresses, the shoes, skirts, pants, or whatever. Or maybe you sell furniture. You still have different departments. If you find out that after you've moved something around the store 10 times and it still does not sell, then you need to get rid of it. If a certain particular item is not selling in your store, and I'm checking for questions here, no questions, okay. If a certain particular item is not selling. And let me tell you, I went through this. You know, you're like, oh my God, I don't really want to get, as soon as I decide to get rid of something, people start asking for it, or a certain person or whatever. But if something is not working in your resale store, you know, you can't be afraid to get rid of it, because it's taking up space. It's, you know, nobody's buying it. Nobody wants it. You put it on a sale rack. You do 50%. Get it out of there, because then it becomes dead energy. It starts pulling on the energy in your store. So, you know, you can't be afraid to get rid of stuff. You can't be afraid to let particular items go if they're not selling in your store. Okay, so that's that, you know, what you sell. And this is the other part of that. You know, don't be afraid. And I notice a lot of stores, you know, I follow a lot of you guys on Facebook. I follow your pages on Instagram. A lot of the resale shops are mixing in new product. And the ladies and the shoppers, they love it. You know, you can mix in, it's okay. You can mix in new products with your resale products. And the key to that is you want to find out from your shoppers and your clients, you know, what is it that they need? You know, if you wanted to add maybe a jewelry line or a new shoe line or t-shirt line, or you can invest in what is trending. Right now, one of the hot trends are graphic t-shirts. Anything graphic, cups, t-shirts, I mean, anything graphic, but graphic t-shirts right now are really, really, really hot. You know, so you have to find out from your customers, you know, what is it that they're shopping for? What is trending right now? Let me check this question. What is part of your drawer for families is that you have every single size for both genders? Okay, if you're selling, Christy, if you're selling every single size for both families, that's great. If that product is moving, but if you find that a certain size, say for on the men's side, is not working, or you sell, you know, less of a smaller size or whatever, then you want to maybe consider getting rid of the smaller sizes. Or if you see that, you know, shirts sell better than, or men pants sell better than shirts. I mean, you have to really pay attention. And I hope you ladies are automated, because when you have automated systems, you can kind of go in. You can go in and determine what's selling or what's not. But, like I said, you have to determine in that category if something is dead and it's not selling, whether it's the size or whether it's the particular item in the men's, you know, get rid of it, you know. And believe you me, as soon as you make a decision that you want to get rid of a particular item, that same day or the next day, somebody's going to come in and ask you for it. You know, don't let that deter you from the decision that you make, you know. Yeah, you have to just, yeah, thank you so much for the question. But you got to make a decision, because if not, you know, we try to satisfy or meet every single need, but we have to focus on those things that are trending. And trust me, ladies, the trends change. You know, this summer 2018, you could have one particular trend, and the next summer, you know, that trend can change. You have to pay attention. You have to ask your customers, and you have to pay attention to what they want. And again, if something is not selling on your store floor, your sales floor, don't be afraid to get rid of it and expand to something else that's trending in your shop, or try a product. Okay. Now, and this is we're going to be talking about these three things all week. I'm going to move on to the next thing, is that the atmosphere you sell it in, oh my God, is so important. I don't know if you remember some years ago, you know, they said you have to, you know, be open to your customers' five senses. Well, they have now discovered that we have more than five senses. But the five senses, you know, being able to connect and give your customer that experience in your store, you know, entertaining their senses is another key thing. And what that does is when your atmosphere is right, and Christy, I know you're working in your store, you and the lady, and I can't think of her name right now, You know, your atmosphere has to be right, because what that does when when you create an atmosphere, and I'll talk about a little bit detail about what I mean about that. Atmosphere adds value to your product. Atmosphere adds that the right atmosphere adds value to your product. Okay, first off, when you walk into a store, what is the sense, what is the smell that the clients and customers are getting when they walk into your door? That's a number one big factor. A lot of people, shoppers, are turned off or get turned off because when they go into a resale store, you get that musty. In some stores, you get that musty, stale aroma or fragrance, like somebody's addict or whatever. So the next time, maybe in the morning, or when you go out of the store today, and you come back into your store, do a nose test. What does your store smell like? Does it smell refreshing? Does it smell stale? When people come in there, are they going to be able to stay in there, or are they going to be consumed by stuffiness? So that's a key factor about your atmosphere. And I'm gonna go on to the next thing, because I'm just about out of time. But your atmosphere and presentation adds value to your product, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more on tomorrow. Your atmosphere that you sell in and how you present it adds value to your product. So because